That's like the required YouTube phrase, right? Hi guys. Okay, so today I'm starting a project and I'm so excited about it because like I love to do stuff. I usually just craft or cook, but today I'm kind of stretching, you know, the boundaries a little bit. So today I'm going to modify some Mora knives. Mora knives are these cool little knives. They're made in Sweden. And a friend of mine, Mike, turned me on to these, and so now they're kind of inexpensive, really good knives. This one is one that is kind of like a hybrid knife. It is a knife that also can be used to strike fire. It's called a light my fire knife. And like bushcrafters and people who, you know, are expecting zombie apocalypse, they like these because you always have a fire source and a knife. And so today we're going to take just a regular Mora knife and modify it where we have a striker and some cordage, as they call it, paracord. And we're going to do just a couple of things to it, make it look kind of cool. And little plastic sheaths work nicely. They are very right-handed knives, which I am not a fan of because I'm a lefty, but it works. So we're going to add like a lanyard to it, some cordage, paracord, and a fire striker. I'm going to work on these little projects, kind of show them to you. I'm kind of excited. I'm making these for my TA, Mandy, her sons, and my boys have knives already, but I'm very excited about that. So join me, hang in there, be patient. It's hot out here, but we're going to make it through. All right, so we have a few little things that we're going to use for our project today. First of all, we're going to be using some 550 paracord. Most of this stuff come off Amazon, but you can buy this a lot of places. We are going to use a fero rod, which we're going to modify a little bit to make it a little bit easier. These are the striking rods, but it's some kind of ferrosury or whatever. But anyway, it's really cool. We'll be using a piece of oak wood. This is just firewood that I kind of split down with my broad axe. Fancy. And we'll use like a file, a mallet, an awl. To burn the cord down to make it where it won't ravel, we'll be using iron. I know I should be using that, but I'm not. Drill bits, file, and also this lovely vise, which I got for my birthday, because you know that's what cool girls want. Except I haven't decided where I want it yet, so I have not, set it down. I'm like a lazy person, so I use sanders and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so we're going to be using those, pretty much stuff you have at home. All right, so just in case you're wondering, Mora knives are very sharp because I just poked my finger. But anyway, we'll move on. So one of the things that the Mora and Light My Fire knife has is the fire striker, which goes in the handle, which is really kind of convenient, but you know, they're a little bit more expensive than just the Mora knives because you're getting the 2-in-1. So we're going to make a fire striker. And all I did was order the fero rods, but they're pretty cheap if you just get the rods, but if you get the ones that are mounted, they're a lot more expensive. And you know, I'm thrifty. And so I'm going to make that. And all I did was take a piece of firewood. This is oak. It was pretty straight grain, so I could split it. And then once I did that, I cut it into small pieces like this. And I used the sander. Well, first when it was long, I sanded the round parts because this will file your nails in a way you don't want to file. So then I used the little fine grain over here just to round the edges off some more. So what we're going to do to get the ferro rod in there is to drill a pilot hole first. I did this one, drilled a pilot hole, and then drilled a larger hole so that it fits in there pretty tight. I could even use some epoxy and put in there, but it's pretty tight, so I don't think I'm going to do that. So I just clamped this in a clamp because my vise is not, you know, clamped down yet. And I'm going to kind of center it. So, you know, we had a little camera adjustment because, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing, and Thomas is trying to help me out. So, pilot hole is drilled. What up, Thomas? Pilot hole's drilled. Now I'm going to switch to a bigger drill bit. I carefully measured it out. In other words, I laid them out together and said, oh yeah, that's the one. Ouch. I did also switch clamps because that one sucked. Take the ferro rod, just kind of dump out the shavings. Take the ferro rod, it fits in there pretty tight actually. I'm going to move it over here and kind of hammer so it does not make the camera move, and things that are very user friendly for homesteaders. That's what I am. So now I have successfully made 2 ferro these things don't light. I'm sitting in the back. Amazon. Oh, there we go. We got fire. All right, so I have 2 more little things and can do that. All right, so I'm gonna put a lanyard on each one of the knives. This one has a little fancy end piece on there, and it also holds the striker, which ours won't. But I do want to put a lanyard. To do so, I need to drill a hole in it. So, I practiced on one and drilled a hole. I went with a 1/4 inch bit. I hope that's gonna work for the 550. I'm gonna do that by using the awl to kind of mark a spot, and then I'll pre-drill a hole and then drill the 1/4 inch hole. So all I'm gonna do is just kind of pick a spot that looks good to me, not too close to the edge. Kind of just poke it a little bit. It just gives me a focal point. You can see there. Now I'm gonna use the smaller bit and just drill through. It's real funny looking. So one thing about the standard Mora knives is they come with a rounded back of the blade, which is nice because it's a little more, if you are using it or something like that, it's a little bit easier. But it will not strike the ferro rods because it's rounded. You need a flat blade. Like my fire knife is already that way. That's why it sparks. So what we need to do, the next modification we're going to do, is file the blade off to make it more flat and straight. And we're just going to use some people call these a bastard file. I call it a knife file or a blade file. And we're just going to kind of take a moment and file this off until we get a good striking edge. So there's 2 different sides. There's a rougher side and a smoother side. We're going to start off with the rougher side, and we're just going to kind of make lines back and forth, kind of keeping it at a 90-degree angle, just to smooth this off. We're only going to go, the blade dips a little bit about right there, so we're just going to kind of go right there. I'm going to hold the edge and hope I don't cut my fingers. I'm going to do just a little test to see how it feels when I drag it across. Oh, I see it. It's ready. All right, I'm going to do one more on the stainless one, and then I'll be done with the blades. All right, so to do the lanyards, I'm just going to kind of burn the end just to kind of singe it, meld it together a little bit. Do not touch it. It's hot. And once it's kind of cooled off, oh crap, that was hot. I am going to send it right through the hole that I drilled, and hopefully it will go through there and not stick. It's still hot. Okay. I'm going to send it right through there, and oh, I had trouble with that last time. Okay, there we go. And then you can kind of just decide how much you want. I'm going to leave about 8 inches on both sides. Once I tie the knot in there, it won't be quite so long. I'm just going to borrow this other Mora knife. Ah, look how easy that cuts. And I might as well go ahead and burn that edge too, so that it's all prepared. But like I say, be careful. I see people touch that meat. It's hot. What it's going to end up looking like is this right here. You can cut it as long or short. It's kind of nice because you can actually kind of wrap your hand through there like that and have it, a good knife, So if you drop it, oh, I dropped my knife. It's still there. You don't like lose it if you're cutting over a boat or over the water or something like that. You go, oh, I dropped my knife. And you don't drop it on your toe because, I'm wearing flip-flops. You drop one of these suckers on your toe, you're going to be in trouble. And I don't like that. So I'm just going to make a little loop knot. I'm sure there's some fancy way to do it. I'm not a naughty girl. Naughty girl. I'm not naughty. I'm a good girl. All right, just kind of pulling that tight. And then I'm going to repeat on the last one over here. Okay, so the next modification we're going to do, or attempt to do, is to modify the case, the sheath, where we're putting the fire striker, or the ferro rod, on here. And we're going to first, this is just milk carton that I kind of cut down to make sure it would fit the length, okay? And eventually we're going to wrap 550 paracord around this. So I'm just going to kind of position it on here. It's going to mount to the side just like that, kind of going on top, but we want it to go where you can actually pull it out. You want it to be tight, but you can kind of pull it out. So I'm going to hold it right there with my thumb and attempt to get a good start of duct tape. You can use electrical tape, but we have duct tape. And we'll try to get it settled in there just right. We want to pull it pretty tight, but not so tight that it, you know, squishes where you can't get it out. That was pretty heavy right there. Pull that around. You want to get it up close enough, but not so close that it takes the rod in there. Super pleased with that, but I'm gonna quit right there for now. See if I can kind of wrap that on around there a little bit tight. Adjust. I'm probably gonna have to change that. The ferro rod will come out, and it still has a good little tightness there. Maybe that'll work after all. Okay? And so it hopefully when you clip it on your belt, it'll still won't get too much in the way. I may try on the next one to kind of move it over a little bit more centered on top. That one kind of slid a little bit, and I may redo that one. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is add the paracord to the sheath. I'm doing mine in fancy bright green because that's how I roll. But all you're gonna do is some kind of special little slip knot to make. You're just gonna kind of make this loop right here and start it right there. Just lay it gently. Hold it with your thumb. I'm not very good at this, my first time doing it, so bear with me. Then we're gonna wrap it. Plastic or that duct tape showing. I'm just kind of gonna try to pull it up or down or whatever and make it meet and be neat. We don't go around, we're gonna get as much as we can. If I can remember how to do this. I'm gonna cut it with scissors this time. Wrap it back around here. Tight. And now this is gonna go up through this loop. Just like that. The cool thing about it is, if it works right, if we pull this, it should pull this loop down and tighten up very tight. Oh, look at that. Tighten up very tight on that loop. I can pull this other up like that, and it tightens really nicely. A little jacked up, but this one's mine. Not many people would want green and red, but that way I know it's mine. So what I'm going to do now is go back over here, just tie a little granny knot loop tight like that. Now it can't pull really anymore. I have a few feet of cordage. I don't know why they call it that, and I don't even know why it's so funny to me, but it just is. I'm going to clip a nice clean end on that and burn it. Now if you have a skinny person and they need a belt, there you go. You can just untie your knots, pull it out. Right here you have your, but this will come out. You'll have all of it kind of together. We're not quite finished. I have one more modification that I'm gonna do, but I have the other two knives for the boys that I need to work on. I've got a sore spot on my thumb. Oh, there we go. But see, I'm not real happy with that. I'm gonna continue. I might have to unwrap that and wrap it back, or I may just leave it like that. I'm not sure. Either way, the good thing is the Firestone, the ferro rod, is very tight in there, so I do not have to worry about it coming out. All right, I'm gonna do the other two. I'm not doing theirs in green. I'm gonna do theirs in a nice gray, kind of complementary calm color. Okay, so the next part of the project that I'm gonna do, the modification on the Mora knives, is to change the finish. So, the like my fire knife, which is the one we're kind of modeling it after, it is a stainless steel blade, and right now it needs kind of wiping off because where you strike it, it kind of leaves a little residue. And it's a stainless steel blade. You can leave this blade in the water or whatever, it's gonna stay really nice and shiny, keep a good edge. But two of the knives that I bought are carbon steel. Still great knives, just a little different finish. They will tarnish, they'll rust even. I left one out. This is a knife that I actually was dabbling and making handles with, and I bought a Mora blade, and I made a handle out of a tobacco stick that my daddy had in the barn. And we use it, this is what we call our Amazon knife, get Amazon packages, this is the one that we use to open them. We use it quite frequently. But I left it in the water one day and it rusted. I was kind of like, crap, you know. But then I was kind of watching some videos, and this is what kind of inspired my whole project. And I saw where you could patina a knife blade, a carbon steel blade. And you just kind of put a controlled tarnish on it, and then it just kind of gives it a different look. It gives it like a flat black look. And I thought it was kind of cool. And so I watched as they patinaed or Mora knife, and so I ordered them, thinking, okay, I'll do that. Well, then I wanted to get a blue and one a red, so I could give them to Jack and Tanner. And so I kind of decided I'm most likely going to give Tanner the red carbon steel and Jack the shiny stainless. If they want to switch, it won't hurt my feelings. But when so the stainless steel you actually cannot patina, but the carbon steel you can. So I bought myself a carbon steel one. Actually, this will be Tanner's and the green one's mine, because they just look cool once you patina the blades. They look really, really cool. So that's what I'm going to work on. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of do a quick overview of it with this video. And then Thomas tells me I have to do another video that actually shows you the patina process. So you can see, so the knives are ready now. We've gone through and patinaed the blades, and we added the 550 paracord. It's about 6 or 7 feet probably, which is kind of nice. These knives have a good fit into the sheath. You can add a hair tie right in there and loop it across if it seems too